And real quick, we're just gonna so you can get a look at the team gameplay because I don't have anybody to play with. I'm gonna launch a heroic strike, which auto fills with randoms. So sometimes you get the couple good players, and other times you get not so good players. I've it doesn't happen often, but I've had to abandon a team because we just either they were dying too much for no reason on the easy parts of the strike, or we'd get to the boss and have him almost dead, and then they'd all die. And when you die on the boss, you spawn in with no power ammo, half your ammo, your ability's not charged. It's a pain in the ass. I just cut my losses and start a new one. You have different ship skins that you get. You also can decorate your armor and whatnot. Like I kind of look like Iron Man right now, with different skins here or shaders. You've got a bunch of different ones. Not really important to the game. I need to switch back to my solar subclass. As you can see, somebody else in my fire team here is using Better Devils. You'll see that a lot once you he is using, I don't know what he's using actually. It's another hand cannon, but I'm not sure what it is. It could be Crimson, which is another popular, it's an exotic hand cannon. Fires a 3-round burst, but it's a very accurate 3-round burst, and it does a lot of damage, so I don't mind it as much as the other. It's pretty normal for people to die here randomly because a lot of that thresher will just randomly target people, and it does a pretty good amount of damage. So I don't complain too much if somebody happens to die right here. But if they're dying to these easy enemies or multiple times in a row for no reason, I just cut my losses and say peace. Go find another team to work with because it just ain't worth the time. When you're trying to be efficient, you're farming, you want to get stuff done. If you're just screwing around, sure, help them out. Where I don't really communicate with these because they're random guys. I have no need to talk to them. But like if I was in an actual fire team, we'd all be communicating. If somebody was struggling, you can correct correct them politely. You don't say, hey, dumbass, stop doing this. I just be like, hey, you can do this to, avoid damage. Watch out for that thing. Let's focus on this guy first. Just kind of coach him along, get him to be more efficient. Because in strikes, it's not a big deal. But in a Nightfall, everybody needs to be on the same page to finish it. And the same goes for the raid. Most of the time, I run ahead, but because like you see where I am, you kill that guy, that door opens up. There's no need to fight all this. You can just skip right past it. But these guys are choosing to fight everything, so I'm just gonna kind of hang back for educational purposes, so you can see what I'm talking about. In a Nightfall, doing what those two guys just did, totally ineffective. Unless you're doing the Nightfall where you kill enemies and it gives you more time, in which case, yeah, you want to be taking a little bit of time to kill certain enemies because they give you a few extra seconds on the clock. Which can be handy, you know. There's still times when you want to skip, like up ahead. I'm going to, whoops, can't summon that here yet.
Anything to add? Nope, she's totally right, which is why I work alone.
There's a couple tanks up ahead, and we'll stop and try and destroy the first tank instead of just going straight for the second and moving right along. And it's a waste of time, and it can kill a Nightfall run. You can run out of time because players are playing ineffectively. Luckily, with Nightfalls, unless you queue for a guided game, in most cases, you're doing it with a team of 3 people that you know and communicate with and say, hey, jump this way, come over here, we're skipping this part. Since I can't do that for them, they're just going to hang back and try and kill everything, and I'm going to be zipping ahead, you know, basically doing everything. I find that in most of the strikes that I do, I'm doing most of the work. See this guy, Go-Kart Mozart over here? He knows. He's skipping that first tank, going right up to that second switch because he saw that I hit the first one. And he's going to hit that second switch, and we're going to be moving on to the next tank after we clear it out, because these enemies down here can be kind of problematic when you're trying to kill that tank. You don't want to have too much on your plate, you know. I'm going to proc the next tank while he's going to revive his buddy. Rally barricade. Spam. Oh. See? That's an example of when things can go wrong. They're trying to kill everything while I'm trying to kill the second tank, and the tank just one-shot me because I put my rally barricade in the wrong spot. So now we're responding with less power ammo, but in this case, I've already killed that second... Nope, it makes you do it over. Fuck. So yeah, that's an example of where if I could communicate with those guys, I would have said, hey, come over here, we're taking this tank out real quick, we're moving on. Instead of me being by myself, and now I only have 2 rockets, so now that tank is going to become much more problematic than it would have been if they'd have just focused their fire. I wouldn't have wasted half my rockets trying to do it myself. Now I've got to clear these guys. I don't know what they're doing down there. Probably fighting that tank now, knowing them. And I'm going to die because I have no help. So yeah, this is an example of why things go wrong in Nightfalls and other things, because, you know, I could be over there helping them, yes, I'm not going to deny that, but it's a waste of time and I don't want to bother doing it because it's a waste of time. So let's try this again and hope for the best. Four and jump. See, I was prepared that time. I knew when it was going to shoot because I fired 4 rockets last time and then it blew me up. So 4 rockets and then jump so it doesn't hit me. Learn from your mistakes. Now we're all on the same page. Luckily, they dropped a bunch of power ammo. Sometimes you're not that lucky. So, I'm going to hope that this boss fight goes really well. but judging by the way these guys have played so far, we're going to have to fight everything. Normally, you can kill this boss just as he starts to spawn all of his buddies in, and you're done with this strike. And it's not very... It's not much of a challenge. It becomes more of a challenge when two people don't know what they're doing, and they don't use their power ammo immediately on the boss, and they're not using their super immediately on the boss. What he does is he runs away and he jumps up onto this platform and puts a shield up, and then you have to break that shield by waiting for a solar energy to pop up, and it destroys the shield somehow. I use my rockets in very select cases, like this. Whoops. Don't need to fall down. Oh shit, I'm stuck. Okay, there we go. In cases where there's like a few grouped of yellow enemies together, usually I save it for the boss, but I know for a fact they're going to drop at least one power ammo to make up for the one that I lost, and that guy died again. Wunderbra. When I say Wunderbra, I mean Wunderbra. Just being funny. Don't mind my mindless rambling. Oh, just missed him. Alright, see, they're using their power ammo. That's a good sign. It's a good sign. Really good sign. DPSing him pretty hard. He's going to jump up there, but he won't. We've done enough damage to where he won't proc that first shield. I'm going to snipe him with a rocket real quick and then go over here, because he jumps over here. You know, I've done this a few times. I know the rodeo. Oh, he moved. Fuck. The power ammo hitboxes in this game are incredibly fucking stupid. That should have hit him, but because it barely clipped him, the rocket just kept going, and it's just stupid. Pisses me off that they programmed it like that. See, this is an example of where we should have killed him by now, but because somebody wasn't paying attention, we're not going to wipe. But now we have to cycle that whole part where he jumps up into the solar shield, and we've got to wait. Oh, well, we don't have to wait this time, thankfully. But you'll see this little ball pop up. Well, this is a good example of that. I don't mind, actually, because now you can see what I'm talking about. You take this. We're going to kill him in no time. He's got like a sliver of health. You can do melee damage with this. Normally, they would have had this cleared out for you if you were actually working with a team who knew what they were doing, but, you know, it's clear that they don't, because somebody just died again for no reason. Same person. He's died like 5 times, 6 times, in stupid parts. And the boss is dead. And you can go pick him up, because I'm not bothering. He's died enough. So yeah, that's one heroic strike. You see an example of what happens when you get kind of a crappy team. You know, you got 2 people who kind of know what they're doing, and or fully know what they're doing, and then one person who just fucking is level 25, has the DLC, has good weapons, and is still totally useless to the team because they're not playing effectively or efficiently. So like I said, that's that. I'm not going to do a raid because I need a full team of 6 and I don't have that. So if you want to see a video of the raid, just, hop on YouTube.